start with this. When you heard about the order, what was your initial reaction to the judge's order that you were found guilty of defamation?
Well, actually, interrogatories that we didn't give them. So what I did was I had filed a motion in court where it's dealing with criminal. You get a stay to have the witnesses criminally investigated. Now I have all these witnesses. It is criminal. Divine Milliman just sent me a letter. They want to talk. You know why they talk? They want releases. These are the same people who offered me $50 million to be quiet. Divine Milliman.
To be quiet on what?
Well, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. The corruption in the courts, the corruption with the insurers. You hear a disc with the Adjutant General of the IRS saying they have a mole in my company. That mole was Brian Toomey. Brian Toomey worked with Alex Walker.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna, because we have to simplify some of this for our viewers. This is the first time they're hearing of things, so we really have to take a step back and just kind of simplify what's going on here. We want to first just talk about the Alex Walker case.
This is the Alex Walker case. Brian Toomey is the witness for Alex Walker. Walker was giving all his information and directions to Toomey. That's why you saw Toomey just got let go, and he's in hiding. Listen, what I'm going to do is file a simple appeal. Think about this. Divine Milliman's my attorneys. So was Alex Walker. Divine Milliman can't represent them. They only offered me the $50 million, and the $50 million I put in here. So you get to read the offer. Listen, the offer's signed by Curly and Curly. So the question's got to be, the people suing me, how is it they're offering me $50 million for my silence?
You're saying Alex Walker has offered you $50 million to be quiet about alleged corruption.
You got it, and it's right here, and it's in writing. And it was by Liberty Insurance, right? And it came through Morris Mahoney lawsuit. No doubt about it. And listen, not one settlement. More like 7 or 8 settlements.
What are you claiming, explain the corruption briefly for us. I know we've got several documents here, but explain what the alleged corruption is.
The corruption was through the courts. I had caught a Ponzi scheme. The corruption with the judges. I had caught Divine Milliman. I had caught Bill Shaheen. So they wanted a release. You get to see them asking for one, okay? And saying, if you don't tell anybody, you can have this money. So my question was, to take their money and not tell you the corruption that goes through the courts. And when I found the drug dealers, it was through Aaron Day. And then I already had Shaheen and Walker. So when we put the drug dealers together with these guys, meaning these are the people protecting the drug dealers, that's when they tried to murder me. There's evidence in here. In fact, good, anything to make me look better too.
Use that thing.
Yeah.
So when you say, I want to back up to the drug dealers.
Right.
The drug dealers are where? What drug dealers and what are we talking about?
Autofair, Agnos, Cruz, the other lawsuit that also Delker had. Delker, as soon as he got all the information from my witnesses, then he recused himself. Like about 5 judges before him did. It's only witness grab. These guys are guilty criminally. They're trying to find their holes. They're trying to get my witnesses. So what I'm going to do is publish a video within the next 48 hours. It's called The Chain of Evidence. I'm going to show everybody the witnesses, who they are, what they said in depositions, and line it up. There'll be no question about what's going on.
Now, Judge
Delker. He's a Shaheen clone.
But,
who do you think got him into being a judge?
Okay.
Shaheen.
So let me just, I just want to go against the Alex Walker case.
Yeah.
Now he has said that you have not provided sufficient evidence to prove that Walker is an attempted murderer.
You're going to see it in this and be convinced. You're going
But my question is, why wasn't this provided in this case?
This was provided in this case. They didn't want to look. What they did want was the witnesses. I'm not going to endanger more people with Delker. How about this? There's a rule in a stay that if something's being criminally investigated, those witnesses have to be talked to criminally before they're interrogated by lawyers that work for the criminals. So, listen, I will win the appeal in a second because Divine Milliman should have never been dealing with Walker. And if everybody looks at this, listen, there's a disc of a hitman. When I got out of prison, you're going to hear him say that he was being hired to murder me by Aganos Auto Fair. Right. Now this guy...
Why wasn't that provided in this case as evidence?
I did. They have it. I even gave it to Channel 9. People have this, and I'm giving it to you.
I have it.
Then you know what I'm saying. Did you listen to it?
No, not yet.
When you listen to it, you tell me. Now this guy only cut a guy's nose off. No, I'm sorry. He bit his nose off and cut his ears off and did 9 years in federal prison. So if you don't think you're really hit talking to a guy that could kill you, and the only reason why I'm here, he says, is I was running for governor. He doesn't do politics. Okay? This is that right now.
He will. So will he talk with us?
He will. He got him on video. You can turn. I gave
What's
it to
his name?
Gertner.
What's his full name?
Jamie Gertner. Listen, he's
and he'll talk with us?
He'll talk. I got another guy for you. I gave it to the U.S. Attorney, and if he allows us, we'll give him them. You know who this guy is? He's only the carrier that goes from Auto Fair in Nashua to New York and comes back with money and drugs. He is the courier. He opened up the trunk one day. Now, he also knows the person, Sequoias, who was hiring this person to murder me. So I can even, not only do we have it on tape, but I can cross-collateralize it.
So when you saw the order and it says that you're guilty of defamation, what can you say about that?
Of course not. We go back to Delker, the Shaheen clone. Listen, I file an appeal. You get to look at the evidence just as the FBI has it, just as the U.S. Attorney, and we don't have to guess about that because I videotape myself giving it to the U.S. Attorney and the FBI. So no one can question you have it. And what I would tell you, listen to the tape. We only talk about cutting little girls' heads off. We only talk about buying the largest quantity of drugs you can imagine within 15 minutes out of Nashua Auto Fair. Right?
What does that have to do with the Walker case?
They are interconnected. Did you notice they had the same judge, Delker? Delker was doing the same thing. Give us the evidence so we can then turn around and close and shut these people up. Listen, if you were guilty of everything I said, the one thing, they're not going to turn themselves in. What they've got to do is find the information that I have. I was trying to protect this information and then asking the judge. They own Delker. Delker works with Shaheen. Delker come out of the AG's office. McLaughlin, the attorney, Delker worked for his daddy.
Let's talk specifically about Alex Walker.
But they're the same judge, same format. It's the same routine. So this is where we are. I'm saying you're not going to have all these evidence. I'm going to give it to everybody. So we're going to know it's criminal. We're going to show you what Judge Delker has, Judge Tucker has, you see, and say, how aren't they in jail? Why aren't they in jail when they have all this evidence? Right? I only have the adjutant general saying we got a mole in the company. That's Walker. That's Walker.
Let's just talk about Alex Walker. You're claiming that he's an attempted murderer. What did he do?
There you go. Walker is in communication constantly with Brian Toomey and Kerry. This is why Brian's so...
I just want to talk about the allegation.
Is Walker.
I just want to talk about the allegation of attempted murder.
You're going to get it now. You ready?
Okay.
Brian Toomey was giving him my schedule. You got it? So when I went to Miami, they knew what room I was in, when I was there. That's how they showed up. Toomey gave it to Walker, and Walker communicated where I was to be murdered.
Who showed up?
A 6'7" guy we should have on video. That we have a report that he attacked me in my own hotel room.
In Miami?
In Miami. Now we're not done. Then Aaron...
How did he attack you?
He came in through the door. I seen the door handle open. I had gotten up. And when I seen the door handle, I grabbed it. He took a step in. And I pushed him back into the hallway. We wrestled in the hallway. They have it on videotape. This is why these cases have been corrupted.
And just to be clear, you claim that Walker was the one who hired this
Absolutely.
man.
All you have to do is get Brian Toomey. This should be your question. You want to investigate? Where's Toomey? In one day, he bought a brand new house, left it, took all the furniture, and you can't find him with a search warrant. Now, why is that? Who does that? And he works as a loan originator for me for over 20 years. He's not working in the industry. He's missing. Now, if you get Toomey, you want to ask them, you give them immunity, they all go to jail, including Shaheen. That's when it's connected. See? And the account attorney met with me, tried to give Toomey a walk because he is that witness. So is Carrie Lemieux. You're going to see all these witnesses.
So let me, let's talk a little bit more just about, I just want to talk about your signs, your billboards. Why do you feel it necessary to put it on a billboard?
Well, think about this. We only have the worst heroin problem in America. DEA, ground zero. Now, why is that? We hear all these politicians getting arrested for all different crimes. Not corruption. Because it is corrupt. You guys know that there's corruption, and they're covering them. Why I put them on the signs? Because nobody's arresting them. Listen, here you go. I've never bought drugs for them. My 5 children aren't on drugs. So why would I risk everything? Because they're killing children. And I know Shaheen, and I know Walker, and I know what they're doing with these drug dealers. Aaron Day, who ran for senator, he came to me. The town manager, Mike Specky, his son was the one arrested with Alice Aganos in the warehouse with machine guns by the Bedford police. What happened was Aganos comes in, walks them both right out of the police station. Mike Specky's son, and Mike himself, is afraid that his son's going to be murdered for what he knows now. He went to Aaron Day. Aaron Day went to Edelblunt, the guy who ran for governor.
Yep.
Too scared, can't handle it. Went to Kevin Avard, which you can call them both. Couldn't handle it. He came to me, and he was afraid for his life. Shortly after that, they tried to kill me and Aaron. You should talk to Aaron about that.
How many times do you claim someone has put a hit on you?
Not a hit or anything like this. In Miami, that time where Aaron was with me, and why don't we have it, and you can look at this, of my medical record in jail. I told the lawyer before he left, they're going to try to kill me tonight. Now we have that on records. And my blood pressure dropped less than half, and I had to be revived. Now, we have the medical records, so I'm saying, you know what we can do? Let's talk to the people. Let's investigate. All right? Here's the deal. They can have all my stuff if I'm wrong. So let's save the taxpayer a lot of money, and we'll investigate. We'll talk to the hitman. We'll talk to the drug dealers. We'll offer them a deal. Find Brian Toomey, Carrie Lemieux. What about my parent, Landy, Eileen Landy? She set me up to go back to jail. They know. Aaron Day knows.
What happens with, I just have to, I want to talk more about your signs as well.
Yeah.
You have a successful company, mortgage specialists. What do you hear from clients, customers, passersby about your signs?
They love it. They turn around, don't stop. Read Facebook. We get 100 comments, 99 are good. There's a movement going on. People are sick and tired of corruption. What I'm telling them, and I've been telling them, they see now. I mean, why aren't the head kingpins in drugs being arrested? So people are behind it. They dumped off a truck of $1 billion worth of fentanyl. It didn't come from the hospitals? Come on. Of course it did. So people are sick and tired of it. Listen, if I wanted to quit, I couldn't. I couldn't because it affects too many people. This is beyond me. So why is someone that had millions of dollars, world champion of horse racing, why did I give this up for people on drugs who never offended me? But these people who did, but I found the corruption. I could have taken their $50 million and I was rich already. When you see that the thing is signed, the question is, what did he know that was worth $50 million? You see?
Who? What did who know?
What did they all know? What is the level of the crime that they want me to cover up that's worth $50 million? How big is something being, how bad is something?
Can you show me that right in there? Can you show me the document?
Make it clear. CCR, Jason Cole. This was, I mean, you know, this is Barrington that they went through. RICO complaints. These are all the releases they want. Let me show you. See, this is who it was coming with. Jim Wheat. In fact, Wheat even mentions, he says, Divine Millimat did the lion's share of the corruption.
But where does it say they're offering you $50 million
show
in
you.
exchange for your silence?
Silence. Okay. And I'll show you the people who wanted the release. Request for mediation. This is them talking about it. This is is Barrington. He was the lawyer. That was the one in the video. I said, tell him about the 50 million, right? And he wouldn't say no. He's the one who was taking the information. Oh, okay, here you go. Here's some of the releases. Here's some of the things what they said. See, the confidentiality stipulation. This is what I was saying. They were saying, see, the client is willing to settle the matter for 50 million. But I have to sign these releases. Now take a look at these releases. Stephen Tolbert, Jim 10.
Hold on. So here says,
But the first condition is not agree upon, then none of the things are moot. The thing that we can't agree on is these releases. I'll give you the whole thing. You can go through it. Now look who's on the releases. This is important. Look at Ronald Wise headed the PCC. Ted Little, he's the one who threatened to murder my kids. Watch this. Nick Alexander. R.B. Saunders. R.B. Saunders worked for Bill Shaheen. William Shaheen. See? I'll give you. These are all people. Look at them. Even the IRS and the DRA.
so you're saying that these are...
These people, I have to initial disclosure from the defendants, for Morris Mahoney. So if I'm going to give them, take that money, these are the names, see?
Those are the names that what?
That I had to give a release to. Meaning Henry Hyder was my attorney. Look who's there. Alex Walker. See?
And so in order for you to get the $50 million, you were to stay quiet about anything having to do with all of these people.
Exactly. And you own it.
Well,
You see
now we
what
lost it.
You see what I'm saying? No, but you can have the whole pack. And I'll give you this too. But there's no question, Curly and Curly. How about this? Have you ever heard one of those guys say I wasn't telling the truth?
We're going to go ask him right now.
There you go.
So.
And you can have it. And let's not forget, they signed it. Bob Curley signed it. Explain how the attorney, the adjutant general of the IRS says we have a mole. Now think about this. Who would have the juice to get a mole in my company? Bill Shaheen.
I'm going to take this, but I already have the binder, and
You sure you have this one?
I am sure I do.
If this deals with the New Hampshire courts and all.
I have this one, and I have a thing about killing trees, and this is a lot of trees, and I have
Well,
that
this
one.
is about stopping killing kids. All right.
I have that one.
All right.
So I have these as well, but I'm going to
Hold
take
on
them
to those
just
with
so-
the disc.
Yeah,
You can't
I
have too
have
many
this.
of those.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thank
Okay.
you. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you
talk
so
to you
much.
later.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.